This is Junya Hatta with FuncPhysio Therapy. Today we're talking about foot pain. Before we continue this video, please remember to like it, share it, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook and as well as Instagram, please make sure you follow us on social media. The foot is a very important part of the body that we definitely want to address. Because if you think about it, you're on your feet all day and therefore they're the foundation of your body as well as the foundation of movement as well. So whatever that happens at the foot can go up the knee, go up the hip, and even into the spine as well. So how you're standing, how you're walking, how you're on your feet will affect a lot of your body. What most people don't know about the foot is that it's actually very similar to your hands as well. The way that our hands can move around in various different shapes, forms, and able to grasp things, your foot is no different in that sense. Your foot has to be very mobile at these small joints, as well as the toes here, so that it's able to not only just stand on firm ground, flat ground, but also on various different objects as well. So your foot should be able to be cupped, it should be able to put on different surfaces, and be able to stand nice and sturdy, no matter where you're standing at all. Unlike our hands though, our feet are put in certain situations that it's not really used to, one being footwear. So it's not like we have things on our hands all the time because we use them, but if you think about it, every single day you're wearing something on your feet. And therefore the footwear that you wear will affect your joints as well as the muscles in your foot. Majority of people, what they're going to notice is that their footwear is actually restricting a lot of the motion that the foot is supposed to be doing. And if it's restricting motions, it's restricting the joints. Also, you're not using your muscles as well. The other important difference between our hands and our feet are the actual function that they provide. Our entire body weight is going to be placed onto both of our feet, and therefore the muscles have to be strong enough to hold us up, as well as making sure the joints are in proper alignment so they don't collapse. So if you're like me, want to know more about the body, and if this is keeping you up at night, you might be asking yourself, well, how is it possible that something this small holds up so much of our weight? Good question. Our feet actually have three arches. One is called the medial arch, the one is called the lateral arch, and the one is called the transverse arch as well. So those three arches provide foundation for our feet. And I'll show you a little bit of a picture here just to the side so that you can see where those arches are located. We previously talked about the arches because they're important to keep our feet up. But the arches tell us something, and that's where the point of pressures will be. So what I mean is that when we talk about our arches, like I said before, this being the lateral, this being the medial, being the transverse, they actually have 3 points where actually our body weight is placed. One is going to be on the calcaneus or the heel right here. The other one on the 5th metatarsal right around here. And then on the 1st metatarsal right here. So there'll be 1, 2, 3 points of pressure. As you can see, it kind of creates like a triangle. So our body weight is actually kept onto our feet, sort of like in a tripod position. And like any type of tripod, if you knock out one of the legs, what's going to happen is that there'll be a collapse here. So if we don't put the pressure on here and we put it down here, that means it's going to splay like this. Boom, as you can see. Well, hopefully not like this, but as you can see, that means there's going to be a collapse of the arch in this area. So even a small deviation of these points right here of pressure can change how the tripod stands. And obviously, if it's not a sturdy tripod, it's going to fall over, just like if this camera's tripod goes out as well, and you won't have a video to watch. So many things in our joints actually keep them aligned. One are ligaments. So ligaments are little parts of our body that keeps joints to joints connected. However, they're not enough to keep our joints connected. Also, the muscles that surround our ankle on inside of our feet will actually keep those arches up as well. The thing about ligaments is that once they are stretched, they don't actually go back to their original size. So you might be thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, am I screwed for the rest of my life then? The answer is no. Because the muscles that are around our ankles, also on the inside of our foot, actually can provide arches for us to help us keep everything up so that they don't collapse. How many times have you told yourself, I'm going to the gym, today is foot day, I'm going to work out the muscles in my foot? The answer is probably 0. And if you did, congratulations, you're going to have the best looking feet in beach sandals this summer. I'm kidding. But the point is, we don't work out these muscles because we don't really need them every day. We may be thinking that, hey, I'm on my feet all day, so I should be using them. But sometimes the shoes that we wear and maybe the orthotics that we have provide arch support or provide the job that the muscles are supposed to be doing. So if the muscles aren't working out, that means that they're going to get weaker over time, and you may have issues down the line as well. I love shoes. Shoes are fantastic. You should get as many shoes as you possibly can. But the only problem is sometimes not only does it weaken our muscles, it creates the alignment, or should I say misalignment, that happens in our feet. So if you look at any type of footwear that's sold on the market, they usually have a small toe box. And I'm going to put a picture up just to show you what a toe box is so you can see as well. And when that happens, what's going to happen is that there's going to be cramming of our joints, especially at our toes here. As I previously mentioned, sometimes the footwear that we wear can restrict the motion in our feet because it crams our foot. And one of the things we talked about was the toe box. So the toe box is actually from here where our toes are going to be. So this is my shoe. Right now I'm talking to you without a shoe on. So this area, as you can see, starts pointing in and in and in, and it's going to cause restriction in our feet. So one way you can know for sure if it's actually causing some restriction is taking out your insoles, okay? So if you look closely, you can actually see where my toes are on these insoles. They're not the cleanest ones here. As you can see, the pressure points are where my toes are right there. Now, is that how a foot is normally shaped? Let's take a look. So one way to see that if your shoes are being restricting of your feet, what you can do is you can take your insole out, take your sock off, as well, putting them beside each other. Next, what we're going to do is we're just going to place the foot onto the insole. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to put it in here, line up my toes, line up my heels, and boom. It's almost as if it's a perfect match and then my foot is being formed into the shoe. Now, if you just normally splay your feet so that it's in proper alignment, even see here my first ray, which is your big toe, is coming in. You want it to be a little bit out, so just like that. As you can see, the foot is supposed to be wider, but my shoe is restricting, therefore it comes in like this. So these exercises are called zigzags, and we're going to be challenging your feet in unique ways. So it's a fun exercise where you're going to start with both feet forward. Next, you're going to go up onto your heels so that your toes come up, but also swivel to one direction at the same time. So what I mean is it looks like this. And then putting your foot down. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to go up onto your toes, swivel onto your toes so the heels move, and back down. And we're just going to go back and forth, just swiveling and going back this way. Now what you're doing is you're challenging your feet in unique ways that it's normally not, doing various amounts of what's called pronation and supination, as well as going up onto your heels. And that's going to challenge your arches, challenge your feet in different ways. Our next exercise is going to be heel raises with ball in between our heels. So for myself, I have this little ball right here. You might need a little bit of a bigger one, but we'll see. And what we're going to be doing is placing it right in between our heels here. Once they're placed onto our heels, what we're going to be doing is doing heel raises while trying to press our heels together against the ball. And then back down. What that does is that's going to activate a muscle called posterior tibialis, which is going to give us a nice arch into our foot. Good. And come back down. As you can see, when we do this, the foot goes into supination or kind of curves in, which is a sign that post-tib is being activated, which is good. Next, what you're going to need is either a towel or I have a pillowcase right here. You're just going to splay it out just like this. And what you're going to do is you're just going to put your foot just onto the ground. What you want to do is you want to use your toes so that it curls, and just pulling the towels in and curling some more, curling some more, curling some more, curling as much as you can, trying to make sure we get all of our toes involved. Curl, 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 curl. And once you reach the end right there, you can go ahead, go it back out. And we're going to do the same thing again, just trying to make sure we use our toes as much as we can. Next exercise is called toe dissociation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep 4 of my toes down and just lift up the big toe. Let's see if I can do this. Oh no, I don't know if I can do this. There we go, good. And after we do this, we're going to go ahead, place that down, and this time raise our 4 toes up. Good. And we're just going to switch. You could do it. You could do a big toe. Go, 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 go. Oh, yeah. Oh, you see how hard oh, there we go. Good. And once again, back down and just switching. Once you get the groove of things, it does become easier. Maybe I spoke too soon, and we're just going to go ahead, switch back and forth. Once again, just challenging your feet in different ways. Great toe extension is very important for walking, as well as great toe flexion. So going up and down is also important for a push-off as well. Hooray, I could do it. The final thing that you can be doing, not necessarily an exercise, but an activity, is just making sure you're walking around barefooted as much as possible. By walking around barefooted, what you're doing is you're giving an opportunity for those joints to be mobilized a little bit better. What that means is that we're moving the joints we often don't use, or don't move so that it's able to splay a little bit better, it's able to cup a little bit better, or be in certain positions it's not usually used to. Because like I said previously, our feet are like our hands and they need to be able to go onto the surface and be able to form in different positions. If you can do that, that'll be great, and it's just a free way to get exercise in your everyday life for your feet. Like I said earlier in the video, if you like our channel, if you like what we're doing here, please make sure to like the video, share it, comment as well, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on social media such as Facebook or Instagram, please follow us there for more great content. My name is Junya Hatta with Funk Physiotherapy. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.